So Imagen is used by many of the top tier federations and leagues to archive their media. Are there any specific trends you're seeing in terms of storage choices, metadata, and what to keep and what not to?
What to keep and what not to? It's a big question. Well, the first thing is that cloud affordability has changed a lot. Certainly over the last 5 years, we've seen new entrants come into the market. People like Wasabi, who've got completely new business models for hot storage, which mean that you can store media and have it highly accessible at sort of the prices that you would typically have thought of as being on-premise or deep storage. And then the entrants like people like AWS have brought out intelligent tiering so that you can make choices around your media, which stuff you need to have highly accessible, which stuff can go into the back catalogue, into cold storage. So cloud affordability has been one major trend. But we're seeing with that the opposite problem is happening, that people are wanting to keep a lot more. For example, FIFA have got, at the World Cup this year, they had 18 cameras at every match. Each camera is running for 6-7 hours, and each of those cameras is outputting a file of 500, 600 gigabytes. So an entire match is creating about 10 terabytes of data. Now, that's obviously creating a lot more cost for them. So they need to think about how they're going to store those files in the most elegant of ways. And one of the things that really encouraged me at a discussion in New York, at the SVG event in New York in the summer, people were discussing this, what's a pragmatic approach to what to keep, what not to keep. I was really encouraged to hear, there was a panel with NHL, NBA, MLB, where they were sort of rounding off to a consensus that the right thing to do is probably to keep a copy of the world feed, so the actual broadcast output, as a super high resolution file in its broadcast quality format. But for all the other camera angles, which are less likely to be in demand in the future, to stream those into a system and keep them at 20 megabits per second or something of that nature, so that rather than creating 500, 600 gigabyte files per camera feed, you can create sort of 40, 50 gigabyte files per camera feed. Still a really good quality file, something that you can enjoy to watch on any screen. You and I wouldn't know the difference to our eyeballs. So, but obviously there's a big difference to their cost. Moreover, the sustainability angle, because every bit and byte costs a lot of energy. Energy costs carbon. So there is a responsibility upon everybody to make the right storage choices. So we're seeing the trends. The trends are being directed by the costs, obviously, but also the sustainability, how much storage is reasonable, are driving a lot more choices now.
Okay. And what are you doing to help your clients make those choices, make the right choices?
Well, no two clients are the same. Everybody has different value in the content. So we try and spend time to really understand what our clients' business objectives are, and to try and tackle it from the outside in, to think about what are you trying to achieve with your content first of all, and then map that back into what is the right storage profile for you. For instance, there's no point keeping video that is very unlikely to be used on expensive hot storage. There's no point keeping things in super high resolution if the probability of them ever being required at that level of quality are very, very small. There needs to be pragmatic choices. So we will spend time with our clients just to try and map these out, to try and understand them. It's difficult being a supplier to the industry because everybody knows that we're trying to sell them something. But actually ask your suppliers, not just me, but ask your other suppliers to give you some advice. They have got a lot of experience here to really help you make the right choices for your business from the business angle, and then mapping that back to the technology side.
Okay. And what words of advice do you have for your clients who are making those choices?
I think I've just given a big one there, is ask people who are your suppliers, take opinions from more than one. Don't just doesn't mean just to go and ask somebody means that you're going to have to buy something from them. Go and have a conversation with the supply side, speak to the different cloud vendors, but moreover look very closely at what your peers are doing, because the more the industry can sort of coalesce around standards and norms and learn from each other, the better chance it has to make good choices. So reach out to like-minded federations. I know one end you're competing for eyeballs and for fans and all these other things, but that's not really something that should stop you from looking very closely at what your peers are doing, asking them opinions, and taking some guidance from them.